I am enamored with the beauty of the cherry blossom biome that they added in 1.18 or 19, I forget. But when I saw it, I was really impressed because I didn't think that Mojang would be brave enough to add all of the particle effects that you see here, and also all the foliage on the floor. And I really like that. I like even on the map, you can see that entire area is just littered with like pink. I'm trying to replicate the exact feeling that I would get through a custom biome. So the best way to do that, I think, is with the foliage. Oh, oh yeah, nice. We got a another 12 slot. These llamas with the green, they're 12 slot llamas. So we've been trimming down, as you can tell, we've been trimming down the population of the llamas and just trying to breed to get even more. Uh, However, right now we're not going to be using them because I already gathered all my materials and stuff for the actual build that we're going to be doing today. And where are you? Another, oh, beautiful. Another 12 slot. He doesn't want to join the other people that weren't, unfortunately, 12 slots as well. I'm rather lazy. I still have all the barrels out here, but let's go ahead and check how much bone meal we have. And yeah, that's not supposed to look like that. I'll fix it in a little bit. One important thing about these farms, moss farms, is you need to turn them off if you're using them. I think the issue was that my sound was off, so I didn't hear it, but we have a lot of bones. I added an auto crafter right here. Just using two comparators, it compares a signal from a full crafter to an empty one, and then it crafts it automatically. So it has just one bone meal in there to make one white dye, and it doesn't craft it. Only when it's completely full. Checking the chest here. Yep, yep, yep. These are all full. This one, why are you empty? Probably just because it doesn't get many. They go all the way to the far right. Actually, I should fix this. I just made a little lava generator thing back here in case that were to happen, which it already has happened before, but that's the first time that both ends actually turned completely into stone. You know, it's a good thing that this actually happened on camera for once, because I could actually show you if you're interested in how to fix this. So the machine cannot be going, that's like the #1 thing, because it would turn this into stone, and then because the machine's always going, it would just move that, and then it only spreads if there's like a full block underneath. We also got to get rid of all of these underneath, and you don't have to worry about it clogging up the system because there's glass here. I don't know how the water turns the top lava source into actual stone, but I guess that is just Minecraft logic for you. You know what, it might be better if I just leave the cobblestone in here just in case the water opens and it floods through the entire thing. Well, let's turn it back on and see if this works. Over here something. Oh yeah, it's only doing that thing where it only turns or converts to the very bottom end for some reason, so let's shut this off actually. Oh, never mind, I see the issue. There wasn't a single bit of bone meal though for some reason. I don't know why. But easy fix. 8 bone meal into this one? Let's do maybe, I think that's enough in there, and the rest will be put in there, and you know, this, just have this going with that. Oh yeah, we actually need to flip the lever again, so let's go ahead and do that there, and pops off. I'll leave this right here, emergency lever, and look at that peak efficiency. All 6 composters working at maximum speed. 43 bone meal already. And the only thing that needs to happen is this hopper needs to fill it completely, or this dropper needs to fill it completely up with bone meal first. And then this item hopper needs to be filled up, and then the remainder of the bone meal goes into that system to be auto-crafted. Today we are headed over to the flower forest biome, just a little ways north, right over there. We already have everything set up. But I'm gonna use this time right now to actually read some of the comments from the last video. So firstly, I want to say thank you to Captain 0106, Cobble K Gaming, Gus the Beast, and Squeer 4297 for the comments. They were very constructive. They were very nice, and I really appreciate that you guys enjoyed my build, and everyone else who liked and just watched it even for a little bit. But one of the comments that piqued my interest was that said that I should incorporate frame perspective and to keep on working on my shapes, which is exactly what I did for this build. This one, you'll see right now, the actual area that it's kind of small actually. This flower forest, it doesn't go very far, and even though it's kind of far from our base, I still wanted to make it really nice. But I was trying to decide exactly where I should place the farm, because we're going to be using all the bone meal we have to bone meal the entire system. And so usually you'll see a really small or like a larger bone meal farm. I have these like red glazed terracotta to mark the outline. I like to use that for my redstone, but it's a really bright block and it doesn't get pushed by pistons, so it's really useful in that way. But this was one area between the azure blutes or whatever they're called and the red tulips, because I like red. It's my favorite color. I wanted to have one that was like about half and half of one, but I realized that, you know, we should probably use these for dye as well. And one of the harder dyes to actually get is blue. And so I thought, hey, what's a good flower to get that needs like blue or something, or that has blue? I'm saying purple. I wanted a purple flower. However, I already designed it and I didn't realize that allium is actually magenta. And I don't know how you craft magenta, but that's actually good because that must mean it's kind of expensive. Look at that beautiful sunrise. Like I was saying about shape, the shape is going to be rather tall and it's going to be mostly a singular structure. And this ruin is going to be further away from pretty much everything else that we build, because I don't want to come here that often. I just want to come here for dye and then flowers for decorating, and then that's it. I'm going to be building more later, but this one right now, I thought that I could decorate the entire flower field or forest with alliums, because I saw on Twitter a really cool design that just had the entire plains biome just covered in flowers, and just go to sleep. And obviously, since this is a flower forest, it's going to be really bright with lots of colors. So I wanted to kind of challenge myself, since the last build we did was like super colorful, to basically just use a bunch of gray. I mean, again, we're using like moss and what is that? Or moss block or mossy cobblestone and stuff to actually complement. And, oh my god, to actually contrast with the beauty and all the coloring that's naturally inside of the flower forest. Now, if you don't know how flowers work in Minecraft, they're really hard. No, not really, but to determine where you should build your flower farm can be a little bit difficult and time consuming if you don't have enough bone meal. But you know, why even make one if you don't have the bone meal? But they changed it recently, or semi recently, from like 1.18, where it used to be like a gradient. It went from like red, orange, yellow, all the way to like to purple, right? And then to white, and then it cycled, right? And it was always the same for every single map on every single like height. But now they've incorporated a height. So maybe right here, well, I know that since this is purple and this is purple, or this is what are these called again? Allium. Since the alliums are both right here, there's gonna be an allium right here. Anyways, since I know that there's two alliums right here next to each other, there's probably gonna be one underneath it. However, there's a white azure bluet right here, and so there might be a white one right here on this next level. But I went into creative on the same seed and I determined exactly where and what height this is going to be. So it's going to be half allium, half of the azure bluets. So that's what my plan is, because I think there are both two of the three prettiest flowers in Minecraft. The other one, I think, is a rose bush. And that's my take. And let me know if you guys have a favorite flower in Minecraft, by the way. And if you made it to this part of the video, let me know which one that is. So I'm just going to level this out. Hopefully my experiment is correct and this is at least half and half. But it's going to be placed right here. And another thing before I actually forget, someone in the comments actually asked about the mods and the shaders and the resource packs that I use. I mentioned before that I was using the Solas shaders, and that is now linked in the description for the previous video and in this video. They'll be in both descriptions and in the future videos as well, if anyone is curious. But I'll also list the mods in there, and I'll actually list them right now. I have better clouds. That's how I get to these like clouds that kind of move up and down, that like expand and stuff. And then these clouds are from Solas. And then for continuing with the mods, we have Bobby Client, camera utils, entity models, and texture features that get like the fresh animations. Gamma utils, iris, lamb dynamic lights, Litematica, Lithium, mod menu replay, simple fog, sound physics remastered, and Xaeros minimap and world map. Some of those don't even work because I have the shaders on, like the simple fog, that you can't even see it because the shaders adds their own artificial fog. But you can see pretty far because of the Bobby client, I believe. That's a mod, not an actual modded client, but I do think that one most people should play with if you're able to. It's not that laggy either, thankfully. But most of the mods actually put in there are either dependencies or other mods that are really good for optimization. So if you have like a lower end PC, that might be really good for you. It is. Looks awful. Perfect, just how I like it. Like I said, it's gonna be a ruin, so you know, there's a bunch of missing pieces, but the idea is it's supposed to be kind of like a decrepit castle. This is like the only build really around the area. I'm gonna add more, specifically when I want more flowers, because right now this only has alliums and the azure bluets again, like I said. And here I did a little bit demonstration as to where it's going to be placed. But this is about half and half. It's going to be about 13 alliums and then 12 of the other azure bluets. But yeah, this is it. I mean, let's take a look at it from the outside really quickly. Oh, I think that looks so nice. I got to get rid of this like hill right here. But the idea is that there was like a fire that got lit up on the second floor, third floor, whatever, on the top floor, and then it started like burning, but it like basically stopped because the majority of it is made out of stone, but because the top floor is made out of like wood and stuff, the roof caved in, and this is all that's left. I was gonna make a proper floor, but I think I'm gonna keep the majority of it as grass, minus like the edges of it. I already placed down some stripped spruce logs, so that's going to be the actual flooring for some part of it. But I like the open concept. I didn't want it to be complete open concept to get rid of the phantoms and stuff, and I don't really have a room per se to AFK, and I have this little like nook right here, so I'm probably gonna put something there, maybe like storage, and then I have these stairs here that basically don't lead anywhere. I did want them to lead up to the top, but I think I'm gonna have that be the only way to actually get up there is through probably scaffolding or through flying. And here's the top. I just used some nether brick to basically indicate that it's like charred wood, and I used like a dark oak, obviously because it's like the darkest of the woods, to show that it actually got pretty burnt. And then here, oh no, that's fine. You can see it from down here, but oh, actually no, you can't even see it that well. But the vantage point is really supposed to be from over there where that llama is. I've had a couple of visitors actually. There's a lot of different wandering traders that I get through here for some reason. I think it's because the village is over yonder, but it's not really that close. Oh my god, this is perfect. I love the cascading sunlight. It's awesome. You can't even see the glass, actually. There's blue glass like right there. Oh no, you can see it right there. Wait, did I not place it right there? I can't tell. I'll check again when I go back up there, but there's supposed to be like blue glass right there. You can see some purple like peeking through, but it's supposed to be kind of like a sun shape, because when the sun rises, it rises through there, and you can kind of see it peeking through. I was thinking maybe if this was like a castle or a church, that this would have been either the throne right here and with like a bunch of like glass, and so the sunset would have, you know, peeked through the entire interior, and this would have been the main entrance, and then here would have been like a side entrance. Let's sleep really quick. But now all that's left is to basically light up. As you can see, I have a lot of creatures that have been following me while building out here. Nothing is lit up, and as you can see, I did not put any glass right here, just over there, so you can see it in certain angles, but the glass has supposed to have meant to like shattered, so that's why I mixed like a bunch of panes and different colored glass. But yeah, like I said, it is mostly just stone and moss. And there's not a whole lot of color, but I really like that. And I think it's really gonna pop once all the flowers are in. So this is the area that we're going to be working in, and the design I'm going to be following was uploaded by Shulkercraft on YouTube, and the design is by Kiwi Tech, the Kiwi Tech Discord. It's going to be pretty small. This area here, it's about like a 7x5, I think. That's the entire area that is going to be bone mealed. So it's really small, but it moves really fast, so that's why we needed a bunch of bone meal. Because it's going to be relatively inefficient for bone meal, but really, really fast. So it's going to make a lot of different drops. And the way it works is just this shifts back and forth. And I'll show you guys once I'm done. All right, so the farm is finally done. As you can see, it's a complete monstrosity, just like the moss farm. And I'd put a little sign right there in case anyone else wants to use it. Let's actually dye it really quick. There you go. A nice magenta is easy to read. And yeah, all you do is literally flip it, but first we have to fill this up completely with bone meal. I went ahead and got about 3 stacks of the bone blocks, and that is probably not enough to fill up this thing entirely. My inventory is disgustingly full. You know what, I'll put all these bones right here. This is where I've been keeping my bed. As an emergency supply right there. And I'll just use the rest of the bone blocks actually, for just bone meal. All I have here for the storage is just this system. I did want to make a proper storage system where I left a little space for that, where you'll see it right now, but it's going to bone meal the ground right there, and then it's going to shoot up the items through the blocks because it will like close the gap with this green glass right here, this lime glass, and they'll shoot up here at the top, and they'll be funneled down into all these chests. And it's probably going to go through all of this bone meal. I believe in the test, yeah, like this was completely full and it filled many more chests than this in like a couple of minutes. So actually let's turn this off. I don't want it to be too loud. There you go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Insane. And see how it fills it all up like that? It should. Yep, there's all popping out. Yeah, it just moves the grass like back and forth using pistons, and it's just constantly bone mealing. Oh, look at that view. Insane. Jesus Christ. There's actually one little last thing I want to do. You know me. I like my spore blossoms, so one right there. And I think that actually completes the entire thing quite nicely. And you know, you get the spore blossom effect throughout the entirety of the ruin. You don't really get it outside, but that's really fine. Actually, it goes really far. It's much such a bigger range than I actually thought. And let's see how much bone meal have you already used. Jesus. Yeah, this is... I'm glad we did the moss farm first, but it is already filling up quite nicely. So unlike the moss farm, this can actually go on pretty much indefinitely, as long as you have bone meal inside of it. And even if you leave the render distance, it won't like mess up because there's like no lava involved whatsoever. We're gonna go ahead and just place some flowers all the way around, littering the ground completely. You won't be able to see the grass once I'm done. Actually, it's a little bit too much right there. I don't want to be in the way of the path. But over here on the left side, these like hanging signs are supposed to be kind of like a rope bridge that has like collapsed. Hello, little llama. This is my guy that's been holding all my tools and stuff. I've been getting harassed by all the monsters and stuff at night, and unfortunately, I've been putting all my tools and my sword in there. And right underneath, I just put a bunch of barrels to look like it just recently got inhabited by like some archaeologists or something to basically make it look like it's being repurposed, so it's being discovered or rediscovered, I guess. And over here on the side entrance, we actually have the most decrepit part, I would say, where all the like the rocks and bricks have all fallen onto the ground. You see, it's all half of it is like the foundation, and the other half is like another part of the building that has completely just fallen down. And we also have like these pillars. There were supposed to be more, but I felt that there might have been too many if I started placing like at least like one more down. I think a third would have been too much because I wanted it to be kind of like a walkway. Is the feeling I wanted to go for. When looking at the references, I used a lot of like Roman and like Greek references for like actual ruins in real life. So that actually helped like a lot when trying to design it. But you could probably see a lot of the architecture that is like very similar to real life. But a lot of it is kind of like clashing. Like you get like arches in mostly like Eastern European, but not much in like Greek or like Roman architecture, you know. But the vibe I was going for was primarily more of a Western European kind of ruin. And I added like little spikes and just like random bits of interest to make it look like there's like always been like stone around. The best way to make your builds seem natural in a world like this is to like add a bunch of materials that are already used nearby. So in a desert, you know, if you have a modern build, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. And same thing, like this is like on a stony kind of like beach. And so I thought that, oh, I should use stone for this build. If I used a bunch of like deep slate like I did for the bridge all the way back at spawn, it wouldn't stick out like a sore thumb. But most of this was grass, and so I added a bunch of stone onto the side right here, going down into the water and stuff to make it seem like there was a large boulder that the entire thing was built on. I think that's already looking pretty nice. And as you can see, we've already ran out of bone meal, and I barely just went around the perimeter of the entire build actually. So let's take a look of how much more we have. Yeah, that is quite a bit. We have a lot, for some reason, a lot more azure bluets, but I don't know why, because they're supposed to be like pretty 50-50. The alliums might be a little bit more difficult to spawn, but it doesn't matter. I like both of them anyways. This should be enough to basically do everything that I wanted to do for this actual build. And the remainder of the wheat seeds are probably just going to be composted. Any overfill will just be composted and put right back into there, probably, or repurposed for another build. I'm leaving some flowers, but not all of them around, kind of to show that there is like at least some dominance in like the flower genes. But like further like out, there's going to be more colors. So I won't replace all of the ones nearby, just the ones like around the perimeter. Like obviously, since these manufacture or the ruin flower farm produces these, I'll leave them just right there. All right, let's take a step back on this rainy afternoon to see the entire thing in full effect. Unfortunately, we won't get the prime sunset or sunrise, I guess, but I think this gets point across quite nicely. I think maybe I'll add even more all the way out further, but I think that's just beautiful. I'll end again today this video with another montage of the build from different angles. And thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you guys that watch all the way through, and those that comment or even take a little bit of your time out of your day to watch it. So thank you again so much for watching. See you guys.